You'd want your boyfriend to sacrifice his life for you, but y'all pick bear over man?
Well, this is your boyfriend that like you love and like you're devoted to, and if
not a random,
yeah, exactly, not a random man. In the
I
woods.
would go as far to say that I would expect a man on a first date to act in that way. So.
She's funny. She got jokes, man. Triple TG gang. We back in this thing. You already know what it is if you do not know who I am. My name is Diamond. Who is this general back here, bro? What the fuck is going on here? I run this channel called True to the Game. You already know why you came today. Today, man, as you guys can tell by the title of this video, what we're gonna be reacting to. Make sure if you are pimping out a simp, like this video, comment your thoughts down below, hit the subscribe button, select all notifications so you do not miss an upload where I'm getting you closer to being a pimp, less of a simp. Before we get into the video, go cop your merch, man. True to the Game merch is out. True to the Game is on the front, Stop Simping is on the back. All my guys who have been copping the merch, I appreciate you guys so much. And if you want my help directly, hit the link in my description down below to book a call with me. You ain't got no bitches, you want one, you got one bitch, you want a ton, hit the link in my description down below, man. Let's go ahead and get into the video.
I think it's actually, so if you're a woman and you're like a traditional woman and you want a guy to protect you, I think that's totally valid. But if you're not a traditional woman, you can't be demanding a man to be, you can't be like upset if a guy wouldn't be willing to risk his life.
I mean, traditional or not, nigga, like, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Because there's some guys out here who will lay down their lives for a woman who's not traditional. And if you have game, your bitch is gonna be traditional. It doesn't matter how many relationships she's been in or situations she's been in with niggas who she wasn't traditional with. For the nigga with game, she's gonna be traditional. So that's kind of irrelevant.
Not risk his life for you.
Yeah.
You know how many weak ass niggas out here who would lay their lives down for a modern woman, like y'all like to call them?
If you would do the same for him.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's crazy to me because like those of you who answered bear, like you'd want a guy to, you'd want your boyfriend to sacrifice his life for you, but y'all pick bear over man?
Well, this is your boyfriend that like you love and like you're devoted to, and if
not a random,
yeah, exactly, not a random man. In the
I
woods.
would go as far to say that I would expect a man on a first date to act in that way. So.
She's funny. She got jokes, man. She got jokes.
To
Really?
sacrifice
On a
his life
first
for you?
date?
On a first date.
On a very first date.
I would
Hold on,
expect.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me, explain a bit further, but I have a follow-up.
Like, I would expect a man to step in and be a protector in any scenario. If that's,
Even if it means losing his life on the first date.
yeah.
Interesting. Now, let me ask you.
Delusional. This is pure delusion. It's delusion. But at the same time, it's because a lot of these women, right, have grown up seeing this shit on the TV. The TV tells you that even if it's a stranger, that should be your knight in shining armor. He should lay down his life. And this is crazy. This is really, really crazy. All right? Couldn't be me and it would not be me. None of that shit is my business. If something going on with you, I'm not going to be laying down my life for a woman who I don't even know. Now, I'm not a man, considering, all right? But me personally, I think it's dumb as fuck for a man who doesn't even know a woman to lay down his life for a woman. That's wild as fuck to me, bro. You got to earn that shit. You got to deserve that shit. Right? That's wild. That's really wild.
You a question though. So we heard from her earlier that she went on 30 dates in 1 month time. Sometimes she even went on 2 dates in a day. Now, do you think that a man, knowing that, you know, for example, let's say she went on a date with a guy, it was the lunch date, and that man knew that right afterwards she was going on a dinner date that very night with a different man. Do you think that a man in that situation should sacrifice his life for a woman who's dating multiple other men at the same time?
I don't think it necessarily has to do anything with like a romantic relationship. It's more of a man's role and a man's
So he should do it for a.
Oh, this nigga's weak as shit. Are you over here nodding your head, bruh?
A man's role in a man's.
So he should do it for a stranger even.
Yes.
A man should even sacrifice his life for a total stranger.
This dude is weak as hell.
Stranger.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. You're
Okay.
in a relationship, right?
Yes.
Your boyfriend, would it be?
I'm so glad I'm not
I do not care about none of that shit. No.
one attack.
I'm so glad I'm not dating. Good to see you in the. You've been dating for 1.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You would want. Let's say do you want to have children with this guy one day?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have kids, right? Would you want him to potentially? Let's say he saw some conflict going on, and he was going to do the heroic thing, try to get involved. He actually ends up dying by trying to break up this conflict. Say it was a woman. He was trying to save a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be worse, or would that be better or worse for your family for him to go and die, but do the heroic thing?
Behind some random bitch.
It'd be heartbreaking, but I actually
You would.
am very confident that he would do that.
But you would still. Well, fine. Let's say he would
lame
do
as
that.
hell,
So
Would
he's
that
in the
be-
service,
Would that
so
be
he
a
would.
well,
That's another point.
How dumb would it be? Oh yeah, my husband of so and so years, we got kids and everything. He laid down his life for this fucking stranger ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like now we're left without a husband, a father, and all of this shit. You know, not like
Right, like
come on.
military
Yeah.
people are doing that
He would
every single
100%
day
do
for
that.
strangers.
And that's kind of
Sure.
like the thing. One of the
we're talking
things-
about a different context here, but so that would.
No, we would not be better off without him.
Okay.
That's the
All
answer.
right.
But you would still desire for him to do that?
Let's be honest.
I
Nah,
think
you're
that-
thinking too much. You're thinking too much. It's either a yes or no, ma'am. It's yes or no. It's not I think blah 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 blah. It's yes or no.
That?
I think for the protection of someone else, yeah. I think that is a heart level commitment.
Now let me just say this. If you're a police officer and that's your job, yes, I agree. You signed up to put your life at risk for the betterment of humanity. That makes sense. But for your man to get involved with a stranger's stuff, whatever they got going on, bruh, knowing that he has a wife and kids that he needs to worry about, bruh, putting his life on the line is wild to me, bruh. And I see both sides of it. I know that there's some guys out there who feel like, hey, no matter what, I'm going to be that man who steps up in it. But me personally, bro, that shit is wild as hell. I know I got a wife and kids to worry about. I can give a fuck about what you got going on. I'm not finna play Captain Save a hoe in this bitch, bruh. All right? But I know some guys out there will. And shout out to them. Shout out to them, man. Because there's a lot of stand-up guys out there who will do that. Am I a stand-up? First of all, I'm not a guy. And if I was a guy, I would not be that stand-up guy to do that, bro. Especially knowing how much I got to lose. What the fuck am I going to interfere with a stranger's business for, bro? I'm going to pay. You know how they do in prison? There might be a fight going on or whatever the case is. Somebody stealing somebody's Scooby snacks and shit. Nigga, I ain't see shit. I don't know shit. Whatever the case is. I'm minding my motherfucking business, bro. That ain't got shit to do with me. I'm not about to put no cape on and swoop in like Superman, bitch. I got a wife. I got kids, right? I got shit to do. I got a life to live. This has nothing to do with me. And I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong, bro. Like I said, it's okay. We're going to have people out there who are more than willing to sacrifice their lives over somebody else's shit. But me personally, bro, right? I give a fuck about my people. I give a fuck about my family. Call it selfish or whatever the case. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But I want to make sure that I do everything I need to do to make sure that I'm there for my family. If I get involved with your shit, that takes me away possibly from my family. I can't let that happen, right? My number one obligation is to my family, my kids. And I can't sacrifice myself and put them in a bad situation because I'm caught up in somebody else's shit, right? Now that's a logical way to look at it. The emotional way to look at it is, oh my gosh, like, oh, he really laid his life down for, this random stranger. It's a random act of kindness or whatever. Okay, but what about your family that's now destroyed? Who doesn't have that head honcho, that leader, leading the ship anymore, bruh? You know what I'm saying? So I see it both ways. I get it. I'm not really hating on the guy who wants to be the hero or whatever the case is. But you can also say that the guy who doesn't get involved is as much of a hero as well for staying out of that shit, right? And making sure that he's doing what he has to do and worrying about his situation and his family. So,
Thank you, Duran.
Huh?
I'm thinking somebody don't.
it is what it
Okay,
is. I feel like way too many people are worried about what other people are doing instead of worrying about what's really important, which is your own family, your own shit that you got going on.
Yeah, I think that would be what would happen, and
As
I
fucked
know
up as that may
and
sound.
so hopefully, Lord willing, that never happens. But I know that going into our relationship, that's the kind of man that he is, and he
Okay.
would.
So just going
I'm
back-
like accepting that, I'm also accepting him going to fight.
You say that now, but bruh, if that really were to happen, it's just like, bruh, the regret, like the regret. She probably eat all of these words for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, fam. I'm telling you, you say that now. It's easy to say that because you're not in the situation. But if you were in the situation, I know in her mind she would have been like, why the fuck, bruh? You had a whole family. You got a whole family to worry about, bruh. If you wouldn't have got engaged in that shit and try to put your cape on, right, you would still be here, holding it down for your family as you should have been. It just is what it is.
If he has to, for our country, for people who don't give a rip about what he's fighting for. So
Where's your boyfriend?
If you're in the military, right, I get it. If you're a police officer, I get it. If you're a bodyguard, I get it. God damn it. Even if you're a security guard, I get it. Right? They don't pay you enough of that. They don't pay cops enough of that. Let's be honest. But if that's your line of work, I get it. But bruh, just to do it, when you got a whole family at home that you got to worry about, is wild to me, bruh. That's
Boyfriend
wild.
deployed.
I don't know what type of hero you would be doing that for a stranger and then leaving your family without the leader of the ship.
Is he deployed? You said he's in the military?
It's wild.
yeah, he has been.
Where was he? Was he in Afghanistan?
I'm not sharing information
Okay.
about that. But yeah,
Is he really?
But we're not in Afghanistan anymore, right? I don't think he's in Afghanistan anymore. And if he is, let him do that shit in Afghanistan, right? But when it comes to the real world, you got a real family. So, you know what I mean? And like I said, I can see both sides of it. Some men are going to do just what she said. Lay their lives down for a woman stranger that they wouldn't even, know, or whatever the case is, without question. And to them guys, clap it up, man. Because if I was a dude, it wouldn't be me. But at the same time, you just got to think, bro. Like, for me, my main concern would be protecting my family. Mine. And making sure that I get back home to my family so I can make sure that I lead the ship for as long as I can lead it. Not risking my life. Right? I'm not risking my life when I know what I got at home. It's just crazy.
What branch?
Is he really defending?
What branch is he in?
I don't think
I need to have a military cover.
Yeah, I don't want to share more information, but he's definitely been in dangerous situations.
But okay, on the micro level, I absolutely support individual soldiers. On the macro level, frankly, a lot of these wars that we're involved in have absolutely nothing to do with the defense of America or the people of America. We've wasted, I don't know, was it trillions of dollars in the Middle East for what? We were in Vietnam for what? We were involved in all these conflicts for what? So it's not clear to me, at least in more modern military conflicts, if these men are really protecting
what's important.
Well, at least that's the idea that they're
the
given,
nation.
right? That's what.
In my opinion, it's way more important to protect what is important to you. It just is what it is, bro.
What they're
protecting the
taught.
nation
You're in the Air
or
Force?
Protecting
Hold
your
on.
family.
or sorry here, Mason.
Yeah, no, it's
or is it in the interest of the oligarchs and the people that have, the military industrial complex who have an interest in, there's financial component.
Yeah, there's.
I think what she was
Making money
speaking
that
to is
way.
the sentiment
There,
behind it.
and there's so many things that I wouldn't say are
Not the-
amazing about the military, but I do respect so much our country in the way that we are protected in a general sense.
I like what he said, though. Basically, the U.S. gets in a whole bunch of different fights with other countries For what? For what? Let's worry about what the fuck. We got some shit to work on in the U.S. The last thing that we need to be doing is involving ourselves in other countries' drama, right? But anyway, man, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Fellas out there, man, I understand. If you want to be the hero and wear the cape, all right? But if you know that, hey, I got so much to live for. One day I might want a family. Maybe you have a family, right? Hey, man, in my opinion, when you're thinking logically, when you're thinking with this up here and not your heart, all right? When you're thinking logically, you will be able to see that it doesn't make much sense for you to put your life down on the line for a stranger that you don't even know. All right, but that's just my opinion. Like I said, I'm not hating on the heroes out there who want to wear capes, because hell, maybe one of these days he might save one of my family members' lives or something like that, right? Maybe somebody out there might save my mama's life, my niece's life, you know, whoever it is that I deem important, right? So I'm not, hey, we need them people out there, okay? All I'm saying is, hey, you just got to decide if you're going to be one of them or not. But anyway, look, man, if you want my help directly, make sure you hit the link in my description down below. Book a call with me, man. I can give you some specific advice to your situation, all right? If you ain't got no bitches you want one, you got one bitch you want a ton, make sure you hit the link in my description down below. Book a call with me. Also, make sure you go cop the merch, man. True to the Game merch is out. True to the Game is on the front. Stop Simping is on the back. And if you are pimping out a simp, like this video, comment your thoughts down below. Hit the subscribe button. Select all notifications so you do not miss an upload where I'm getting you closer to being a pimp, less of a simp. I will see you in the next one. And last but not least, I'm out this thing. Stay true to the game.